All right, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Cue It Up podcast. We are back. We are in season 2. If you are a first-time listener, thank you for hitting that play. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, anywhere you can find podcasts. And today you might be watching us on YouTube. So thank you for clicking the button. Hit that like button, hit the comment, share it to your friends, let everybody know about the podcast. I am your host, Q. This podcast is me chatting with my colleagues in the entertainment business, talking about their career journeys, how they got to where they are, and everyday topics. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world today, so love to have that opportunity to chat with different people across the world about what they do and how they do it. So I have an amazing individual on the line. This person, I had an opportunity to watch part of their life journey on BET through a little documentary. I can't wait for you guys to hear her story. She is amazing. She is a dancer, she's a business owner, and she is the senior entertainment manager for the Los Angeles Sparks. Please welcome to the stage, Debra Moton. How you doing today, ma'am?
Good. How are you? Thank you
I'm
for
doing I am doing fantastic. We had a little audio issues at first, but we got you on the line.
we good now.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Deborah, just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, it's a lot to tell, but
Well, let's
I
start at the
started.
beginning. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from LA. Like I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California.
Hmm.
Um, Came up here, went to school here, um, went to college here. Kind of left college to go and pursue my career.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm just come from a big family. Have what? How many? 7 sisters,
Oh,
three
wow.
brothers.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and I'm like right smack in the middle of it.
Absolutely. So you are a dancer, and like I said at the beginning, you just had a documentary come out with BET talking about how you were one of the original BBD dancers. Could you tell me a little bit about how you got that opportunity? And yeah, we can just start there.
Well, basically, I've been dancing all my life. Like I'm
Hmm.
one of those little kids that the family. I don't know, just a God given talent. It wasn't like I was, at any dance schools or anything like that. It was just like natural ability. And
Hmm.
so with me dancing all my life, I've always been a part of teams, cheerleading, dance groups, all of that. And so when they had like teen clubs and stuff, people would just like form groups, dance groups. And I was a part of several different ones as I was coming up. And right when I graduated from high school, there was a club in Los Angeles called the Paradise 24.
Hmm.
And they basically started a teen club. And so I was like, oh, yes, like, we're under 21. We can't go to the club yet, but we're still like out of high school. I graduated at 17. So, I'm just like, what can we do? And so that was the only place we can get into. And we started going there. And it was just at that time, it was about dancing.
Okay.
And I was dancing just, me and my friends, and ended up hooking up with someone I knew. Her name was Pluke from high school. And I knew she could dance because she was on drill team and I was on cheerleading. And we got together, started dancing, got noticed in the club, a couple of other dancers. We kind of got put together to do a contest. We were supposed to battle like the East Coast versus the West Coast.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and so what happened? It didn't happen. I don't really know why. It
Hmm.
was motors, like it never happened. So there
Hmm.
happened to be a contest that they were doing at the club.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, we didn't get to do the East versus West, so why don't we just use the routine that we've been practicing and go and battle the people at the club
Hmm.
and get in that dance contest? And that's really how it started. Like, I think Michael Bivens was one of the judges, and we performed and blew everybody out the water, and he saw us. And from what we know now, that was how that ball started rolling.
Okay. That's
And
good.
yeah, because we had no idea that they were still new addition to us.
Yeah.
They weren't even BBD yet. So
Yeah.
um, we didn't even really know that that was going to happen. That was all
Yeah.
like not planned, just kind of discovered, if you will.
Absolutely. And just watching the story, and it was an amazing journey. You had an opportunity to go on tour with them as well, right?
Yeah.
And and you also performed on Soul Train. When so man, young kids don't know about Soul Train,
So
man.
they don't even know what Soul Train is. That's because
uh,
Soul Train was like what you watched. That's how you like you saw the artist. But now you know it's kind of oversight. You can see the artist all day, every day on social media. You
mhm,
know now, but it was just such a treat. I'm so glad I grew up in the era with Soul Train. Um,
absolutely.
it was just a treat to be on stage because as a kid you watch Soul Train, right?
Hmm.
You watched, you know, all your favorite artists go on Soul Train and perform, and you know, you just you want to like if you was a dancer like me, you kind of wanted to dance on Soul Train because you thought that that was just the thing to do. You really didn't know how far dancing could go when you're younger. You know, you just think that's just something that's just done for fun, unless you like ballet or you know, that type of thing that's going to go on to do big ballets and things like that. You don't really know what you can possibly really do with that, with dancing, especially hip hop, street dancing.
That's cool. So, what's like your favorite dance movie? Because there's like so many. You got served, stepped up, stomp the yard. What is? Are they even accurate to you, or do you even like those?
Um, hmm. My favorite dance movie is probably older movies, just
Mm.
because like. But if I had to pick one of those, it would have been You Got Served.
You got
I
some.
would say that would be the most closest to my era of dancing and you know how it played out, like that type of thing. I would say You Got Served would probably be my favorite one. But you know, with me, I'm like going back.
I understand, man. Sometimes the dance movies were like crazy, especially when You Got Sir came out. It was just like everybody wanted to be a dancer. Everybody dancing in the rain, get the water, and be like, oh, oh, pop, 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 stuff like that. So yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, yeah. It was like I did like You Got Served. It was good.
Absolutely. So, what was your favorite city to perform in when you was touring with BBD?
LA.
LA.
Yeah, because there's like I think when you performing in your own city, it's
Hmm.
different. Like like I mean, we perform probably in every city that relevant in the United States and then some overseas, but there's no place like performing at home
Yeah.
because that's where like all your people are, like the people that love, like your friends, your family, those people that get to see you. And then you know, LA is a major city. So LA is always gonna be hot. Like it's always gonna be amazing. And then just to feel the love from your city is it's none like it. So I used to always love coming home to perform because I knew it was gonna be like all my people were gonna be there, like just people I knew were gonna be there. And it's LA, it's Hollywood, it's gonna be cracking regardless. But um if I would say a second city because, like I say, I'm gonna always say LA. But people would think it would be New York or something, but nah, I like performing in Chicago. Chicago,
Chicago. Okay.
it, yeah,
That's
Chicago.
awesome.
Chicago was dope. Like one time we had to perform there for New Year's Eve. We wasn't at home. Like when you on tour, there's no holidays. Literally,
Yeah.
I've been on tour. The only holiday I've not been on tour for is actually Christmas. But
Oh,
every other holiday, Thanksgiving, I've been on tour. Um, New Year's Eve, I've been on tour. So it's like a lot of times they, you know, entertainment don't really have holidays like that.
yeah,
You
very,
pay
very true.
the people that are off work and come see you.
Hmm. That is very, very true. Yeah, I remember working for the Houston Rockets, and it was New Year's Eve, and your family doesn't really understand. And we had an event at that time. Jeremy Lin was with the team. He wanted to host his own little private New Year's Eve party in the Toyota Center, and they asked us to work, and just a part of the gig. Absolutely. And I absolutely love doing those type of things. 'Cause I love, you know, creating things for other people to enjoy. So that's just a part of the entertainment life that you have to deal with.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It comes with the territory.
So how did you get from touring with a national recording artist to being a entertainment manager with a WNBA team?
Well, that's a long journey because there's so many things like in between. Like BBD was just the first, but they weren't like the only. Like
Hmm.
I went from dancing with BBD um, for a long time to choreographing to dancing on tour with Puffy to dancing with Whitney Houston to dancing with Boyz II Men, Genuine.
Oh wow.
A lot of I did choreography for Genuine. A lot of the Master P that whole conglomerate. Like I worked with pretty much all the artists. They're choreographing videos, choreographing a lot of artists for touring.
Mhm.
So it was a major journey from there all the way to here. But I will say that in between there, like I kind of stopped dancing a little bit, started managing a girl group, worked with them, choreographed, styled everything with them. Um, just with the industry, they were dope, but just like kind of at that time, timing wasn't good. They're still like my little sisters right to this day, but it didn't work out with that. Um, got into events, started doing stuff on TV shows, working behind the scenes in production with talent.
Wow.
What else? Events. Like it's just like a long journey. So I have this all this background and all these different things that I'm doing, but it's kind of leading me to where I am now. And you know, when I applied for Sparks, I wasn't really applying for what I'm doing now. That's the blessing in it. Um, I had a few tragedies in my family with a couple of my family members passing away from cancer. So I was just like, I had got married, I went back to school, and I kind of was helping take care of some family members. And I hadn't worked full time. I was just like freelancing, like I say, working behind the scenes on productions, managing events and that type of thing. And I went back to school. So I finished my degree at Arizona State University, and it was like, okay, I haven't been working full time for a while. Let me start looking for a job. So I started looking for a job. I was going to all these interviews, just really pretty much just like overqualified for everything. But it wasn't about that at the time because I was married. My husband could take care of me. It wasn't about money. It was about me being happy doing something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
And so I saw the Sparks had like a position, and it was like a game operations coordinator, really like below. But because I had just finished school, I was like, let me just go and see if I like something like this. So I actually is one of those things where I was able to call somebody I knew because I knew it was going to be a million people applying. Call somebody I knew. They knew somebody at the Sparks. Got me into an interview with Danelle, who you know, who came from the Rockets.
Hmm.
And weirdly, we just clicked. And the craziest thing in the world is I never talked about my dance background.
Really?
I never talked about my entertainment background at all. The thing that I talked about was the fact that I knew how to do live events because I had worked on so many productions and television show. That's considered a live event because it's like, you know, a live show.
Yes.
Um, so just working behind the scenes. So kind of that's what drew her to me. The fact that I was from LA. She wasn't, so she didn't know anybody here.
Yeah.
Um, I had this events background. She's like, I could teach you game operations, but I know that you're from the city. You're gonna know a little bit more how to move and shake and here. And we just kind of clicked. And so it literally, that's how I got there, but I didn't get there on my background,
Hmm.
which is very weird. But I tell the story all the time to people like, you never know your journey, your destiny. where you're going. It's not always cookie cutter, it's not always like what you think or how it's gonna happen.
I agree.
And so that's how I got here. And then I could tell you how I ended up here.
Okay. Yeah, that is an amazing journey because yes, even my boss today, he has like a degree in science. I'm like, how did you get from a degree to science to the VP of special events at a nonprofit? I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So, but that's why I love talking to people because everybody has a very unique story, and your story was very unique. And Danelle told me a lot about you, so I was very excited to get an opportunity to chat with you, so you can tell your story to the world. I know you had an opportunity to tell it with BET, but I just want to thank you again for having an opportunity to jump on my platform to be able to tell your story. As the senior entertainment manager, what are some of your duties within that, and how did you transition from that coordinator role to where you are now?
Okay, so this coordinator role only lasted for, so say I started in April. I got hired in April. Season goes from May to roughly October with playoffs, right? So in between that time, I sat back and I kind of just watched things and watched how things were going and what was needed. And then when something was needed, I just would jump in and be like, oh, like I know somebody. So one of the first things I'll never forget, Danelle, she was like, oh, we have to shoot something for our intro video and we need that. I was like, oh, I know somebody who got a court. We can use their court. So I like hooked that up. Like
Yeah.
I'm like hookup queen. Like I'm gonna, whatever is needed, I'm gonna find a person or I know somebody or I know somewhere I have a connection. I just kind of started there. Then I just sat back and I was watching. We had 3 dance teams. Nobody even knew I knew how to dance. So I just
Wow.
sat back and watched. We had like some choreographers that was over it, mediocre, like stuff was going on. I just not saying nothing.
Talk your stuff, Deborah.
Like
Talk your stuff.
sat back and I just watched things and I didn't interject. And then when I saw things, I would interject a little bit here and a
Hmm.
little bit there. And then I'll start bringing, oh, I could bring this. I started automatically just booking um, national anthems. Okay, well, I've been in the music industry for a long time. I have an ear. I used to have a girl group. I know production. So I just start being like, I'll take over booking the national anthems, booking what we had called a magic moment, where you book entertainment, like singers, they could play instrument, any type of talent. It's like this little spot in our show where we just we give new talent a chance to, come on and get exposure. So I started booking those, like, and I think everybody was just kind of amazed that like my ear, like all the talent was good, like
Hmm.
all the national anthems were good, and then I started putting out little things about me dancing, and then people that I knew, and I would have like entertainers come into the games and like different people I knew, and they were like, "Wait a minute, like what? Like who are you? Like how do you know these people?" and that type of thing. So little by little, I just started letting things out and
Hmm.
just having like ideas, to put into the show and that. And so towards the end of like this contract, because I was supposed to be a contract. Sort of in the contract is like, okay, Janelle was like, well, wait a minute, like, ain't no way that I'm gonna be like, okay, well, her contract ended, so hopefully we'll get her next season. Like she was like, there's no way. I was like, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no way, because I'm not like waiting around. This is fun and this is cool. I like it, but I'm not gonna be a seasonal person. Like, you
Hmm.
know, I said, really, I was trying this out to see if I like sports or like, I liked working in sports. It wasn't like I was being paid all this money or this title was like I'm overqualified for this title anyway. But sometimes you have to, and this is a good lesson for somebody. Sometimes to start something new, you have to start back at the bottom, and it's okay.
Wow.
It's you don't have to be embarrassed about it. You don't have to be nothing, like because your journey is different from the
Hmm.
next. Like I spent a lot of time in entertainment. I don't spend a lot of time in school and climbing the corporate ladder like some people. Like, oh, I was an intern, then I was this, and then I got hired here and I got hired here. That wasn't my journey. I was a person who danced for a very long time, was in the industry for a very long time. And then so now coming back around now, I'm starting at the bottom because I haven't been in corporate America. I haven't been in game ops.
Yeah.
Um, but like I'm older than my peers who may have started like later and they're in a higher position, but I had a different journey and I have a different story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And just give yourself grace. This is somebody probably needs to hear this. Everybody's journey is different.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, I kind of toward the end and I was like, well, I'm not trying to really let you go. Like we got to see what we can do. So I had kind of impressed the president too, because she was looking like, how you know all this, how you know all these people, how you getting all these people to the games and doing all this stuff for you for free. And just like on my relationships. And so it was like, I proposed, I was like, well, I went from that, I was like, I want a manager position. Like I want to be entertainment manager. Mind you, this position didn't even exist. There's never been an entertainment manager at the Sparks ever. That was a position specifically created for me because I came with a skill set. So
Yeah.
that can happen too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally the only entertainment manager ever at the Sparks.
That's
Um,
great.
so basically worked it out. They felt the same way. They didn't want to let me leave, so they hired me on for a permanent position and a manager position. And yeah, that's basically how it happened.
Amen. Amen. I'm not sure if you believe in God, but that's God's work right there, man.
I do believe in God, and I know it's all God. Like because that wouldn't have been the way I would have thought anything would have happened. But no, it was all God. Trust me, I do believe in God.
I got you. I got you, man. That is an amazing story, man. Manifesting, working your way up and figuring things out and knowing the value that you had coming into the organization. And you didn't even have to flex everything stepping into the role. You kind of just sat back and like, I can do that. I know somebody. I can help you out there. And it just worked out for you. And you've been there for 4+ years now. Um, yeah.
Um, I'm in my fifth season now, so you know how seasons are different than
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
I came in my first season in my first year. So yeah, I
Mhm.
definitely been here for 4 years strong, but 5 seasons.
Absolutely. So what is the end goal for you? Where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10 years?
Oh wow, that's a good question. You know, I like that question, but I don't like it because
Hmm.
you have goals, but a place where you might see yourself maybe totally different. I've had another promotion since I've been here to senior entertainment manager.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I'm hmm, that's a good question. Well, right now I'm a business owner. I started a business, so
Hmm.
that's one of the things that I see myself continuing to do. I started a brand called Authentic Black Culture, uh, which is about celebrating who we are, celebrating our culture, where we come from, what we contribute to the world, what we contribute culturally. Um, and so that's something that my motto is, I run a business and I work. So I work my job, but I run a business too, and you can do that too. Um, so I'm really praying and hoping that my business grows. Um, I don't know as far as what I'm doing now. Like depends on opportunities that come my way. Like one of the things that hinders me in the sports industry is that I won't move anywhere.
Really?
Um, yeah, that's not like an option for me. So
Okay.
it's like if I were to say, really a lot of people in sports, you got to move.
Hmm.
If you want like position come open in Detroit or position come open here, like sometimes if you want to grow in that, you you have to move.
Hmm.
But I'm not willing to move, so because
Yeah.
I'm LA girl and like I don't think it's like that for me. Like it's not like I have to um stay in sports.
Mm-hmm.
Sports is part of my journey. I land in sports. I love what I do in sports,
Mm-hmm.
but does it have to be the rest of my career in sports? No.
Understand. Understand. Is there an artist that can give you a phone call right now that would get you to hop on tour for the next year or so?
In
Well,
what way?
yeah, they'll say, "Hey, Deborah, I need my dancers need some work. I need you to come get them in shape. I need you to be on tour with me."
Yeah, Janet Jackson.
Ooh, control.
Listen, if Janet Jackson called was like, I need you to do anything, that would be like, I love Janet Jackson. Always been a fan of her. Like, Beyonce.
Oh, okay.
Love Beyonce, but I was on tour with Beyonce when Beyonce was with Destiny's Child.
Wait, what? Say what now?
Like, I've actually even danced with Destiny's Child.
Really?
I did an award show with them. Destiny Child was the opening act for Boys to Men when I was dancing for Boys to Men.
Wow. That
Um,
had to be at the very beginning of the career, huh?
at the very beginning of their career when they were like looking at Boys to Men like, oh my God, like looking at our show every single night, like dancing on the side of the stage, mocking our dances while like they were like little sisters to us. They were like super duper sweet. It's so funny to this day. We were on tour towards the end of the tour. Um, they gave every single person on tour like a little gift. And so I still have this book that they gave me. It was like, like a little book that you can write in. And they all signed it. This was the original Destiny Child, not
Mm-hmm.
the new version, but
Mm-hmm.
the original Destiny Child. And they like all signed the book. And I still have that. And my nieces are like, is that Beyonce? I'm like, that is Beyonce's signature. Like, yes, I used to be on tour with them. And then one of the girls that I danced with was cousins with Beyonce, and she used to choreograph for them. And they did Billboard Awards
Okay.
just out. And yeah, I danced. I actually performed with them on Billboard Awards.
That is freaking amazing, man. Dude, one Deborah, I know you have to go, and I just want to thank you once again for taking your time. I know we're in mid season, and I was talking to somebody else, like as adults, time is not as free as you may think it is. So for you to offer 30 to 45 minutes of your time to chat with me on my platform, I am very humbled and appreciative of that. I just wanted to take this opportunity for you to tell people how to reach to you, promote your business, authentic Black culture, how they can go purchase items, and etc. This is your spotlight.
All right, there's a couple of things that you can do. So I would like you to go follow me at Deb Regulator. So it's DebRegulator. Deb Regulator. So that's on Instagram. I'm just Debra Moton on Facebook. Um, and you can also follow me at Authentic Black Culture, just exactly how it's spelled on Instagram. That is my brand, that's my business. If you want to purchase, so you can see my stuff there on Facebook at Authentic Black Culture. Or the website is www.authenticblackculture.com, where you can go and purchase your gear, your hoodies, your t-shirts, your joggers, your baseball caps. Right now, coming with some new colors soon, but you can support me there and just support the culture. At the end of the day, in a Black-owned business, you can always check me out at the Sparks. I'm there. We just getting started right now. Follow us at LA_Sparks Entertainment so you can see some of the stuff that we're doing. And yeah, reach out.
Absolutely.
Get in touch with me for anything else. Like if you go on my social media, there's an email button, all that. So
Hey
I'm just
man, if you ever in LA, you need to hook up. Deborah got you. She's the person. She knows everybody. So I would definitely be giving her a call or text.
I don't know everybody, but if I don't know somebody, listen, this is my plan. If I don't know somebody or know something, I know somebody that knows somebody that knows something.
Hey, I feel you. I feel you, man. Well, Deborah, thank you once again. Thank you guys for listening, checking out the Q It Up podcast. Please follow me. My social media is the Q Smith, TheQueSmith. You can also follow the podcast Instagram to find out when new episodes are getting dropped. QUEITUP podcast. Also, you can listen to this podcast on any platform wherever podcasts are available. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, etc. And if you want to view this podcast, you can look at it on the YouTube channel of Q It Up Productions. Thank you once again, Debra. Amazing story. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please like, share, comment. I am always looking for constructive criticism in regards to how to make the show better, what questions I should be asking, who I should be bringing on board, and just how I can better engage you as a fan. So once again, thank you for tuning in to the Q It Up podcast. God bless you.